And you guys are really good sports about getting squirted. Did you get squirted yet?
No, I didn't. You didn't get squirted.
So I got my water, because you know that you'll die if you don't have water after 3 days and you're in the sun. It is so important to have water.
Actually, 2 days.
And is it 2 days?
Yes.
I looked it up. It was 3 days. But
Exactly.
2 days. I wouldn't want to go 2 days without water.
Hey, and one day you'll get very sick. My dad got sick in Boy Scouts.
I know, you can get dehydrated and pass out. Okay, and this week we're learning about the living water and how God created water. So today we're just going to go over the creation story. But before I do that, today is our first day of VBS. It's first day of my beach vacation. So I'm going to take a picture. I never know if this is up or down. So everybody kind of squeeze in.
My mom.
Okay.
I
Not a picture.
picture of that.
Shoot, I know some of you have one of these.
My
sister does.
My sister does.
Oh
My big sister does.
no. I guess the batteries
She's
don't work.
14. My mom
There we
does.
go.
And, my mom has like.
There's
I want the picture. Oh yes, she does.
Shake it.
There's nothing there.
sister does.
Shh. And that's where our story begins. There was nothing there.
No, you
God-
gotta shake it, and then.
We
I
gotta
know,
pay
honey.
attention.
I know. This is kind of just an illustration to share that God created something from nothing. And so I'm going to go and read the Bible, the very first book in the Bible, the very first page. God begins his awesome work of creation. And believe it or not, he knew you, he knew you, he knew you, he knew
He
me,
knew everybody
even
in the
before he formed the earth, because he had a plan.
He didn't
And he
want
was
to-
not alone. God the Son, God the Spirit, and God the Father were all together at creation. And I'm guessing we don't have time. What was that?
Walkie-talkie.
All right, so here we go. In the beginning, oops, these are the wrong glasses. I can't see it.
Video. Wait, why couldn't
Hey, hey, pay attention.
In the beginning, the world was empty. Kind of like this, okay? But not really. Darkness was everywhere, but God had a plan. And it was a wonderful plan. God separated the light from the darkness. Let there be light, he said. He spoke the lightness into being. He didn't have to do anything but speak it, and it came to be. And the light turned on, and he called the light day, and he called the darkness night. And this was the end of the very first day. Then God said, I will divide the waters, and he separated the waters in the clouds above from the waters in the ocean below, and he called the space between them sky. And that was the end of the second day. He made the atmosphere. We could breathe.
Yeah, because we can only breathe oxygen.
That's right.
That's all we can
And
breathe.
next, God rolled back the waters. This amazes me, especially when you're at the ocean. Do you know how strong the ocean is? Wave after wave comes in. But God just kind of drew his finger and said, the ocean's going to stay right here. He can hold the ocean back and separate it from the dry land. To me, that's amazing. I like to think about that. He made plants of many shapes and colors. He made mountains, hills, and valleys. And that was the end of the third day. And then God put a shining sun in the sky for daytime. And he put a glowing moon and twinkling stars in the sky for nighttime. And the planets. And all those things
Yeah,
mark the
including the dwarf
seasons.
planets, but Pluto is considered a dwarf planet, but it's really not.
That's
It's
amazing.
not a planet anymore.
And this was the end of the fourth day. God has been very busy. On the fifth day, God made swishy fish and squiggly creatures to live in the ocean. And then God made birds to fly across the sky. If I had my choice of animals, I would be a bird. Wouldn't that be fun to fly over the mountains and the ocean?
I would be a shark. Would be fun to bite people and fall off. I would
You
go
probably
back in time and be a
have
megalodon shark. I'd be a megalodon will become a stick and you'll die. Chicken.
All right, hey, we gotta pay attention.
Well, thank you, James. That's a good reminder. I love hearing what they have to say. On the sixth day, this is the most fun day of all. God made animals to creep, crawl, hop, and gallop. And then from the dust, God made the most wonderful creature of all, a
Humans.
person. God named him Adam. On the seventh day, God rested. And it's not because he was tired. He looked at his creation and he said, this is good. And when he created man, he said, this is very good. Because he created you so he could have fellowship with you. His great desire is that you know him. Isn't that amazing? He didn't have to create you, but he did. And I know for one thing, if I make something, I care about it. If I make a chocolate cake, I want to share it with people, and I want to eat it, and I want to enjoy it. God created you. He wants to enjoy fellowship with you. He's not going to eat you, but he loves you.
Question.
Yes, what's your question?
I want the picture.
The picture? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Do you like the picture right here?
Adam and
From the camera.
Oh, the picture of the class. I'm sorry, look at that. All of a sudden it's there. So God had this plan. He stepped into eternity. From eternity. There's no beginning with God. He stepped into time, created time. He created the universe, the earth, and all who walk upon it because he wants you to know him. So he created you for his glory and your good. And to follow him is a wonderful thing. And I know when I create something, I care about it. And so I know for a fact that God cares about you. And he wants to reveal himself to you. So listen this week to all the things you're going to learn in Vacation Bible School. And think about that, okay? I think we have a little more time. So before you got here, I was looking. I love to look at creation. It's one of my favorite pastimes. Is that the different picture? That's not it. Okay. So I went looking around at the beach, and I found all these things. Not only did God create seashells, he created an endless variety of seashells. Black ones and white ones and spotted ones and swirly ones and big ones and small ones. That's okay. I'm going to give you some of these. I'm going to give these to your leader and maybe they'll give you one. So when you take it home today, when you look at it, I want you to think, God created everything from nothing. He spoke things into existence. And not only did he speak them into existence, he made them in a vast, beautiful variety. And I know all of you the last couple of weeks have been looking around outside, and everywhere you see cicadas. Oh my goodness. And when, 17 years ago when they were here, I'd never seen them before because I didn't live here. And I said, what in the world is going on? And so the other day I went outside, and mostly all I could see were these cicada wings. And you know what? God created these cicadas. And even though they're lowly bugs, they're so beautiful. The detail that God put into a cicada, well, I don't love them, but when I look at that and I see the care that God put in a cicada wing, wow. And just think of the care he put into creating you. He knows every hair on your head. He knows every beautiful freckle on your face. He knows the color of your eyes. He knows the prescription in your eyeglasses.
Guess what?
He knows everything. And that is something to behold.
He even knows your tongue is blue.
And because he made you with such care, you know he cares about you. So I'm going to give these to your leaders also. So you're going to get a seashell and a cicada wing. Go home, and if you lose it, don't worry. You can go outside and find lots more wings.
I'll grow it. When I went to the beach, I found a really cool. My name is Hunter.
Well, actually, I didn't bring cicadas because they smell bad.
I also at the beach.
Actually, I have some notes about cicadas here.
They pee constantly. They pee on your hands. Me and your names are Hunter.
What good is the cicada? God created them, so there must be a plan for them, right? They prune mature trees. They aerate the soil. They get air down to the tree roots.
They eat.
And when they die, they add nitrogen for the trees, which is healthy for them. Personally, I think that cicadas come to sing praises to God. Because when I heard all those cicadas, I had to think about, oh God, you made these bugs and they're calling out your praises and they're gone now. Mostly you can't hear them. But I gave thanks every time I heard those cicadas because I know He created them and He has a plan for them. So they also remind me of our Creator. He's a good, wonderful God. And
God doesn't know about blue Nikes.
Jesus created those cicadas. He spoke them into existence. What a crazy plan to be under the ground for 17 years and then all of a sudden come out by the billions. And you get to enjoy them because you were here when they came. How old are you now?
8.
In 17 years, you're going to be 25. And those cicadas are going to come back.
I'm 6 and I'm 7. I'm 8.
We have time. Yes, Annabelle. Okay, Annabelle's talking. Let's be quiet so Annabelle can say something.
When I went to the beach with my dad had two horse crabs.
Horse crabs, ooh, they really smell
And
like.
also, I found a crab leg that came off of the crab. And I made a little castle that was perfect. And I put it in my castle.
Okay, since we have time, I want to tell you a verse that is in John. There's a verse in John that tells you who was here in the beginning. Does anybody know John 1:1? Do you know that verse?
I can't remember all of them. I know.
In the beginning
was
was
the
the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. Now listen to this. All things were made through Him, and without Him, nothing was made that was made. So Jesus was there. He was there at the beginning, and He created the world. He spoke it into existence. That is pretty amazing.
I know cicadas like it.
So the Bible tells us who God is, what He's like. He reveals His personality, His character, and His plan for creation. And what is our plan for creation?
I want to shout.
That we know Him and that we become part of His family. So God created us for His glory and your good.
We see cicadas in a bag.
And so today you're also going to get this on day 1. This is the John 1:1-3. That's the verse we just said. Jesus was there when God created water and us. And when you look at water, look how beautiful that is. If I put dirt in there, would you want to drink it?
Yes.
Yes. You want to have clean, pure water to drink. And that's what God is. He's holy. God is holy.
Second one.
What's that?
You're dirting all your second waters.
Leaders, thank you for being here today and herding
If you put
kids. It's
Coke
like
in
herding
it, I'll
cats, I bet.
If you put Coca-Cola and soda in it, I'll drink it. Or even sugar.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, I would totally that.
Okay, did I show you the picture I
Or
took?
if you put cow food in, I'll drink it.
Okay, I'm going to give this to the leader. You can lead. And